Yes, print C bracket things.
Print C bracket things.
Print the brackets.
There we go.
Okay. We're getting T-shirts for all of these made. No, we're not. Print the brackets.
Put in the comments.
Trivia and trivies.
I think print the brackets might be my favorite.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the 4th episode of the Grace Notes podcast. I'm Rocky.
I'm Josh.
And I'm David.
This is a podcast where we talk about our faith, our walk with Jesus. That's the grace section. And then we talk about things that we absolutely love, that we're excited about. That's the notes section. And finally, we round it out with the Grace Notes section. We're all musicians, all three of us, and we love to talk about things in the music realm that we're really excited for.
Yay, music.
Go music.
Let's go.
So, without further ado, let's get started with the Grace section. Boys, how are you doing? It's good to see you.
I'm doing better. If y'all can't tell, I'm getting over some stuff. But we're doing better. David, how are you doing?
Yeah, I've been dealing with something all week last week. I think it's going around everywhere right now. So we're trying not to spread it to Rocky right now.
Yeah, I am sitting across the table. So maybe I should have sat on the same side.
We should be speaking away from you, right?
Yeah, we should all be turned and like playing charades. Well, you can't see I guess you have to see to play charades. So no, I guess we'd be playing some sort of game where you don't look at each other, which I don't know how you would play that. I guess it'd be audio only. Like this podcast. Great segue to us talking. That was great. That was brilliant.
That was really good.
So I love that. But yeah, it is our normal recording night. It is a lovely Tuesday. You're listening to this on Friday or whenever you choose to listen to your podcast while you're, I don't know, vacuuming, washing dishes, washing your car.
Driving your car.
I don't know. Hey, you're not going to believe this, but my high school band director is actually calling right now on the podcast. That's
no
crazy.
Way.
I'll call him back.
Yeah, good call.
Call him back. So anyways, guys, Grace section, let's dive right into it. Who wants to get us started with our 2 questions we ask every week, which is what is one way God moved in your life this week, and what is one thing God has been teaching or showing you this week? Josh.
I will start it. First question again, what is one way God moved in your life this week? Again, I have been sick. It started Friday evening, and I felt just horrible. So I was really worried about Monday because, again, for those that don't know, I teach oral skills at the University of Georgia. I'm a teaching assistant. So talking about surrender and how important that is, I always pray before I walk into the school every day. That's just something I do. And I said, Lord, I surrender everything I got to you, trusting your plan for me, even though I'm not feeling 100%. And lo and behold, it was probably the best I have ever felt teaching that day. Now, granted, part of that day was Jeopardy game day, but still, I felt like there was a good vibe. In my second class, we had a small dance party before class started. We all did the YMCA, and it was a very fun time. So I would say him being able to bring me out of the sickness into a good day of school. I think that was one way he moved into my life this past week.
Love that.
Yeah, and then one thing that he has been teaching / showing me this week is that surrender, full surrender, is what I have been missing. We'll talk about this a bit more during the book club section of the podcast, but I feel like there are parts of my life where I'm like, oh yeah, God, you can have that all day, every day. And there's other parts where I'm like, I kind of like this. I want to keep it. So, no. Right. So, it's made me realize I can't fully, enjoy what God has for me because I'm holding back some of those things. So, my next task is continuing to just fully surrender everything I have to Him.
Yeah. And just to springboard off that, I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go 2-1 because of the segue here works really good. Because I feel like we did not consult on this. This document exists on the web, and we just kind of fill it out, and then we show up and do the podcast.
Yep.
So what is one thing God has been showing or teaching me this week is similar. He's taught me that my lack of surrender is actually not trusting His goodness and love and plan for my life. Which again we're going to talk about in book club segment on the chapter this week from The Man for the Day is surrender. But it's profound the way you think about it. It's like there's so many things that I deem as quote unquote easier to surrender to the Lord than other things.
Yep.
And it's things that we can often be arrogant in, or things sometimes we're just blind to the fact that we're not surrendering it.
That's true. That's truth.
And so this week, he's really been teaching me and showing me what that means, and like wrestling with it and understanding that even in surrender, I'm imperfectly capable of surrendering all of my life to him. That doesn't mean we should stop trying.
Right.
It just means that it proves, the whole point of, again, what we talked about last week was we have to fully rely on the Holy Spirit to kind of guide us through that and empower us to surrender our lives in a way that looks like Jesus and has that visible presence of Jesus to it. And again, we can never do it perfectly, but that again points to the fact that we need a savior because we are imperfect people. So,
and I've also noticed that life is just a lot more fun when you strive to be like Jesus in every aspect of your life. I feel like part today, but a lot yesterday, with this idea of fully surrendering, I've been really trying to do better about that. And I feel like I don't know, I feel less concerned about certain things, which, I guess that's kind of obvious. But what I mean is, normally I don't say silly things because I'm worried that it's going to sound like really dumb or whatever. But sometimes, like, people want to hear something silly, and like I'm bringing a smile to people's faces. Like, I feel like when I'm teaching, my job is to create an environment where people are having fun and having a good time, but also learning something in the process. And I think I let my filter kind of go out the window Monday, not in a bad way, but just like I was more not serious than serious, and I think that landed pretty well. And I think that's because I'm not really thinking about what I used to think about before, about being super careful about this has to be this way, this has to be that way. It's like God's got me. Yeah. Like whatever happens, I'm there.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just felt myself feel like self-sufficient in a lot of ways, and realizing that some of it, like, it's good to have that confidence in what the Lord is doing in my life. Like, if there's something He's given me that I'm good at, that He has provided for that to happen. It's not me, it's Him through me, and that He's gifted that to me. But there are a lot of areas where I feel like I have been an expert and I've been blind to it, or feel like I'm an expert in it and I'm blind to it. It's just sheer self-reliance and arrogance, when I should really just even letting that go. Again, it's like when you go and like you get a massage and they're like, relax. And you're like, I am relaxed, but you're not actually relaxed. And you're like figuring out all of those areas in which you are holding on to tension, or in this case, holding on to things that you could be surrendering. And I think life is one of those eternal things that we just keep learning new ways of surrendering and wrestling with the Lord to do that. So that's what He has been teaching and showing me this week. And the one way He's moved in my life this week, and we talked about having compassion last week. He has started to show, like, I've seen myself and my heart break for other people more so. Like, specifically, I'll talk about, my wife. That's the first place, like, if it's going to happen there first and trickle out, because, we're with each other all the time. Okay. And so, not to really get into specifics, but I know that she was having a really rough day last week at a portion, and I could have just been, it's going to be okay, you're going to get through it, and just like, kind of like, this doesn't concern me in this moment, it doesn't really affect me, I just want to make sure my wife's okay, sure, however, ... Instead, I took a moment to actually just stop whatever I was doing and sit and go, look at how much this woman who is your most earthly beloved, I don't want to say possession, because people will say, the best thing I have on the earth that the Lord has blessed me with. Yeah. Look at this person that I treasure so dearly, and she's hurting. Yep. I need to not only feel that, but also be able, would I want advice right now? What do you want to hear? And if the Lord, being sensitive, what the Lord was asking me to speak to her, I went and found Psalm 77. That's a great one for if you're absolutely just feeling, like, I don't even have the strength to like pray, and like, I'm absolutely done. What does that look like? And so I think that was super cool to kind of feel my heart break. And that sounds so ridiculous to go, well, your heart should break when your wife's hurting. But today, I was blessed by seeing it happen in 2 first graders. You know, I'm not going to use any names, but it was so surreal that there was these two children are great in my room for the most part. And I remember, like, I could trust them to do a whole lot of stuff. They're wonderful. I noticed at lunch, one of them was just in tears, and I go over to check it out, you know, and I'm like trying to like go, oh, she has a, you know, it's one of those things to us. We're like, oh, you're losing a tooth. Well, we've done that so long ago. It's so hard to kind of be in that moment. But her friend was right next to her, was like there and consoling her and talking her through it and like hugging her, and not in like an over, like, I don't know how to console you kind of way, but like a genuine care you could see in her eyes. And she was just trying to pull this tooth out of her mouth, and she was so over it. And I just thought that was such a blessing to get to experience, that this first grader is having compassion on another first grader over a tooth that's going to come out one way or another. But in that moment, how much life have they lived to know? I mean, we think there was a lot of things growing up that we were like, our life's over. Susie didn't take me to prom, you know, like things like that too, that like it feels that way in the moment. It's such a big deal. But I think I've heard Pastor Josh say this too, that like it's big for them in those moments, and how we respond to it is also our compassion too. So I was blessed to see that and minister to, and like trying to emulate what 2 first graders were showing me today is kind of cool. So that's what he's been showing me.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So my answer is kind of just culminated all together just through God's been showing me the power of prayer this past week. I finally finished my 2 auditions for doctoral school. So that is just a huge weight off the shoulders, and now the agonizing weight of 1 month or hopefully less before I hear back from where I'm going. And it just really showed, because I was battling through a cold last week, and I had to practice leading up to the audition with the cold, and then I was recovering during my auditions. I was very close with it being over, and I still had symptoms, so I had to battle through that while I performed. And I just felt the love and support from all my friends and family. I posted on Facebook and Instagram stories that I was doing the auditions this weekend, and people from all walks of my life, from Virginia when I was teaching in undergrad, and back at home and my family and my extended family, they were reaching out to me saying they were praying for me. People here are reaching out. And so it just really empowered me to push through every single time. And although like I've always known that it's very, very true, but in this case with the cold, it really helped push it through. And just for myself as well, praying more on myself every day. I've started experimenting just praying, like, even with my eyes open as I'm walking from place to place. It's always been taught to close your eyes, hands together, and pray silently to the Lord, but you can do that with your eyes open in the car, on the way to class, and on the way to a lesson, on the way to an audition, or wherever you're doing. So that was one thing I started doing last week, and especially on the way to the Georgia one. So
excellent. And you know, I'm glad that they both went super well, and that, you know, well, we would love to keep you here for a year.
That's what I was going to say.
So we can keep this going in the way that it's going. But, you know, whatever the Lord's will, be done.
Yep, true that.
And yeah, that's just wonderful. And the whole prayer thing, it is always taught that we're supposed to close our eyes. I feel like it's more of just like a just focusing thing.
Yes.
And so,
absolutely.
yeah. So if you're listening and you thought that was it, and you're trying to walk around with your eyes closed, praying without ceasing, just know this is your time of discovery. You can walk around and pray with your eyes open.
Yep. It's just a conversation.
Absolutely.
Authentic. Remember, we're at peace with God if you are, you know, a follower of Jesus, because you've accepted, you know, his sacrifice, and resurrection for you and your sins. And that means God just sees Jesus. So your debt's paid. You didn't have to do a thing except follow him, follow Jesus. And now, you have peace with God. So pray. He loves having us in his presence.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a great segue into Josh. Do the honors.
A 1, 2, 3. Book club, welcome to book club.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, book club. This is our. If you're just joining us, this is our first chapter in the Man for the Day. We did the introduction. Kind of what we do each week in book club is we're reading a book of biblical nature. In this case, it's again The Man for the Day by Pastor J. Josh Smith. Definitely a fave author and pastor. But we're reading through it and we're just discussing some of the things that we pulled out of it. From the week, things that we found profound. I think if you are listening to this podcast and you are a male, you should be, which apparently is most of our audience, by the way.
That's true. Like 90% of our audience, I'm pretty sure.
You should go pick up this book, and if for some reason your credit card won't allow you to buy this book, which you should skip the coffee and get it anyway, it's free on Spotify, which you probably already pay for.
Yep.
So the audiobook is free, so give it a listen. I love getting to do a little bit of both as we kind of go and underline and stuff. So read along with us. Catch up. Intro in chapter 1. I mean, there's like 30 pages maybe. But it's a really, like Josh was saying this before we started recording, it's a great book in the sense of like there's very little things I can pick up in physical copy and like not going, oh my gosh, when's the next chapter coming? Like I'm glad I'm like enjoying this, but like how much longer is this? I don't even pay attention. Like I'm just fully engrossed in it. So you should pick it up. He's a great writer and has great information. So I guess we'll ask the question we always ask. Did anything stick out to you this week, boys? Josh is nodding along. I feel like we're going to let Josh go first or he might explode on the other side of the table. So Josh, take it away. This chapter is called Surrender.
This chapter is called Surrender. There's a lot of really cool things in this chapter, but I want to point out just a couple of them. Starting off, page 17, before the section titled The Needed Man, the statement reads, "A new work of God always demands a new surrender to God."
It's funny, I underlined an exclamation
Same
that
here.
one too.
Did you? Wow.
We did
Great
not have a
minds think
discussion
alike.
before this.
We
did not.
And I want to relate this to a statement in page 28 and page 29. Page 28, Josh writes, not myself, but Pastor Josh writes, "God rewards faith, and surrender is our declaration that we trust God to write our story." Here's the thing that I want to hone in on. It's page 29, the second paragraph. The man for the day surrenders himself daily to the will of God. He knows that surrender is not a one-time occurrence, but a daily necessity. He continually fights the enemies of self-will, self-love, and self-service. He continually looks to the Lord for leadership and wisdom. He wants what God wants. Surrender is not a one-time thing.
If that's mind-blowing to anyone, I mean, how many of us grew up thinking that, because you hear it a lot, especially in the Southern Baptist realm, it's just like, surrender your life to Christ at the altar and your life is good. Everyone, there's so many like, this is a one-time thing.
Yep.
But it is.
It is a thing you have to do like daily, momentarily. Like it is a thing that you have to consider in every walk of your life. Because when you surrender your life to Jesus, you're surrendering every aspect of it. So you have to consider that every time you go through a situation, you have to ask yourself, are you truly surrendering that to him? For me, finances, struggle with surrendering that. And I feel like a lot of people, my college students that are listening, are probably going to relate to that as well.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to just surrender. Because we like having control of things. We feel like we have some say. But when all's said and done, if we're living for a God that knows us and loves us truly, his plan is what we should strive for over any plan that we could come up with for ourselves.
Yeah. It's one of those things where on paper, it's just, of course, surrender your life to the Lord over and over again.
Yep.
But we do hold on to those areas. Like you talk about finances, and it's like, well, I'm scared to tithe X amount or give this away or do this. And it's like, okay, but like like I say this to myself, I'm preaching to myself as I say this, and Pastor Josh touches on it. Like if we don't attempt to surrender, why are we not surrendering? It's because we don't trust God's plan or his full love for us in that aspect. So finances, is it scary? Is not having money a scary thing to think about? To not be set up for success, whether it be if you're a college student and you really are broke and you don't have a lot to give anyway, or if you are just starting out your career, or even if you're like, I don't know, doing pretty well off. Like if you've been 10% is a lot, and that's just a number we threw out there. But like, like I didn't tithe, like being full like transparency. Like I didn't tithe faithfully until Marissa and I were married. And it was one of those things the Lord, we last looked to Jesus conference last January, talking about being, faithful in giving in secret and what that and how he blesses that. And, we, try to revise our budget, which we didn't do a super lot much of. Wow, that is a sentence.
Super a lot much of.
I don't teach English,
I want to steal that.
I teach music. Squeebop, badoobop. But we did we didn't alter a whole lot of it this past year. And we just kind of been giving. There was a credit card error at one point where I had to fix that, but that's a side point. But it's scary, but we're doing it. And also, it's not just the act of doing it, it's praying over the doing it, right? Like the thing that you're giving up, the thing you are surrendering, whether it be your time, your money, an aspect of your life that you just, maybe it was a blind spot. Pray over what you're giving up and surrendering so it would be used by the Lord. If you get, like we just spent a whole time fasting, if you're not using the time that you have designated as fasting or praying over it to use it towards something like spending time in the Word or whatever, you might as well not be fasting.
Right, that's true.
It's like there's no point. And so, yeah, that's what that resonates so well with me, Josh.
Yep.
So, love that.
Thank you.
That was really, really good. We underline a lot of the same things.
Yeah,
We're on the same page.
Probably did.
Who else has got something?
I would say go along with Josh's last point for the surrendering himself daily. On page 24, he quotes Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Is that how you say his name?
Bless you.
Gesundheit. I don't. Say it one more time.
Bonhoeffer?
Where's it at on page? What page?
24, the last paragraph.
Oh.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Initials DB.
Yeah, just call him
DB, there we
DB.
Call him DB.
We have a friend that does that for some of the biblical names, like the long ones.
Yeah.
Just do that.
So, he says, as we embark upon discipleship, we surrender ourselves to Christ in union with his death. We give our lives to death. When Christ called a man, he bids him come and die. Mm-hmm. And I wrote down right underneath it, what a great way to understand the phrase come into life again through Jesus.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm. It's always a tricky phrase, come into life again through Jesus. And it's said it at that point, but not at that in depth a lot of the times.
And you think about John 3, where, he's talking to Nicodemus. Jesus is talking to Nicodemus and talks about being born again. It's all like, it kind of gives a whole new meaning to being born again when you have to die to self. Mm-hmm. And that is so hard. But we don't have to do it alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just saying that the Holy Spirit can't enter in until you're fully just everything deaf inside, and only Jesus can take over.
Yep, I think we mentioned it last week. You have to be empty to be filled up
Yep.
with the right stuff.
Exactly.
For me, I read this pretty early in the week, last week. And there's so many wonderful nuggets. You guys hit on a bunch of them. But for me, I'm going to go back to that point that was a revelation to me, was that, like, if I'm not surrendering something, if I'm wrestling over surrendering something to God, it's because I don't trust his plan or his love. And I think that was stated on the last page. The man for the day knows he is loved by God. As a result, is not afraid to surrender fully to God.
I had that underlined too.
Yeah. And that kind of blew my mind a lot of it.
Yep.
Because we think about surrender, as he mentions in the book, is something that is, I give up.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, we are giving up what we want. And, between the already and the not yet, between the already and the not yet, which is Jesus died for our sins. He's currently sanctifying us. Will one day take us and glorify us. Mm-hmm. But before the not yet, we're still in this period where we are selfish and we choose ourselves and all of these things. I think you just read it a few seconds ago. Continually, the man for the day continually fights the enemies of self-will, self-love, and self-service.
Yep.
And I think, raise your hand if you do any of those perfectly. It's an audio podcast, but no one's raising their hand.
Can confirm.
Yeah. So again, it is, to piggyback onto Josh's thing, it is a continual thing that you have to do daily, because the second you don't, you forget, and then you go back into relying on yourself.
Yep.
Back to Look to Jesus conference. We are made in the image of God in every way except one. We are fully dependent on him, and he is independent. He does not need anything or anyone. He is self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that we have to realize, that we have to rely on him. We have to remember to surrender to him daily. In every aspect. And we're gonna, he wrestled early on in the chapter, Pastor Josh talks about it, to prepare him for what was coming next. I think as we continue to grow and be sanctified, the Lord's going to find those hidden areas. I know I found a lot of hidden areas when I got married. You realize how you affect another person you're living with and loving, and knows all of your, every possible mood you're in, every moment of the day, and knows you so well. You just discover that things that weren't hurting you by yourself can be really detrimental to another person. So I think he continues to do that as we grow and are sanctified, and he continues his work in us.
Right.
I feel like he kind of just sets up the book well in page 27, right before the rest of the story section. It says, if you want to be the man for the day, you must first be God's man. And being God's man is about surrendering your life over and over again to him. I feel like that sentence is just like the title of the book right there.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And I love that he's not leading with all the other things that we get to see in Elijah's life. It's like, you got to be someone that lets go, holds things loosely, and just surrenders.
And it sounds so easy
It does.
until we try to do it.
And you're like, but I don't know, I got that paycheck from that gig. You're talking about finances.
Yeah.
And you could, not. But think about the blessings that you could get in secret.
True.
Yep.
I also think what's worth mentioning is the story that Pastor Josh put in the beginning and near the end of the book.
Or chapter.
Or the chapter. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. It's not that long of a chapter. Because to make the story just short for sake of time, essentially there was a situation where Pastor Josh put himself away for a second and had to consider a couple of things, and then I believe he was in a car and he surrendered his life to Jesus. And then that same day he found out his wife had cancer. Is that correct?
Yeah, and so for our listeners, surrendered life to Jesus, he was already had committed his life to Jesus.
That's the point.
But when we say surrender, just because it's something we just hear, like we said at the beginning, in the Southern Baptist way, he was getting a new understanding of surrender and wrestled with God and was.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. But he says that, and then at the end of page 28, he also writes this. I do not tell you this story to scare you. The moment you surrender to the Lord is hopefully not also the day you get the worst news of your life. I tell you that story to remind you that surrender is the starting place for a new work of God in your life, and it always will be.
Yeah, I don't think he would have made it through that part of his life as well as he did without what he was prepping him for.
I agree.
If he didn't surrender to it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a common question that people would ask is but if I surrender my life, what if this happens? What if this happens? And the answer is, if it happened after you surrendered fully, it was a part of his plan for you.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's going to happen. whatever is supposed to happen is
It's
going
gonna
to
happen.
happen.
Yeah.
The question is, are you going to be empty and be able to, like, the Lord use you through it? Or are you going to be so filled with yourself that you're miserable more so than you would have been if you had looked to see God in every moment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did Marissa's old pastor for church that just recently retired a few years ago, year and a half ago, I remember him saying something that was profound. He's like, either you're coming out of a hard time, you're getting ready to go into a hard time, or you're in a hard time. You know, like you're in one of those three scenarios.
Is a fact.
Yeah.
So like the question is, are you going to be like prepped and like ready and full of the word, full of things that are going to help you through and strengthen you and prune you? Or are you going to be absolutely just have no hope at all and struggle through it anyway? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but seeing Elijah's name and what it means
Yes.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah, forgot about that.
is definitely going to make me want to use that as a study tool
It's on page
for
21.
studying the Bible
Thank you.
more.
Yep. Thanks. See, this is why it's good to have multiple guys around.
And I'll just go ahead and read the paragraph. It'll be
Please.
kind of hard to read, but the ancient Hebrew name for God is El, as in Elohim. Elijah's name starts with that. The I after El is a first person possessive pronoun. The Jah represents the personal name of God and Yahweh, the covenant name of God, the name that God gave to his people. So Elijah's name is made up of two names for God and a personal possessive pronoun. In other words, Elijah's name meant, my God is the Lord. Or to say in another way, I'm God's man.
That's just so cool.
Where's the snaps?
Yeah, right. Mic drop.
Can we have that in the footnotes of the Bible? Like, where's that at?
And the church said amen.
Amen.
Like a little footnote. I've never I wish I had. I wish I could take more time to like break down names like that because it just makes so much sense with these stories.
Because Hebrew in ancient Hebrew culture, like names actually meant something. It wasn't
They
like
did.
mom and dad sat up at the hospital and they said, you know what would be a good name for my boy? I think after that.
Elijah.
Yeah, they didn't do that, right? I didn't name my son after that infamous baseball player that nobody knows, Rocky Calavito or anything. Sorry, Dad. But I actually do love my name, but that's besides the point. You just reminded me of another section that I literally like just put in giant like not quotes.
Brackets.
Thank
Parentheses.
yes, parenthesis bracket things.
Parentheses bracket things. I like
Print the
that.
brackets.
There we go.
Okay. We're getting T-shirts for all of these made. No, we're not. Parental brackets,
put in the comments.
Trivia and trivies.
I think parental brackets might be my favorite.
So it says, I put the gospel with like lines coming out of it like light, and he just summarized it so well in a paragraph about what the gospel is. The good news of Jesus Christ, and this is on page 25.
Thank you.
The good news of Jesus Christ is that we are sinners separated from God because of our sin and under the just wrath of God, Romans 3:23. But God, because of his great love and mercy, sent his son Jesus Christ to live a sinless life and die a criminal's death, Ephesians 2:4. His death was not for his sin, but for ours, 2 Corinthians 5:21. And if we acknowledge our inability to save ourselves and trust in Jesus alone, calling upon his name and asking him to save us, we can be saved by his death, Romans 10:13. But that is not the end, which I feel like is where a lot of, again, I go back to my cultural Christianity rant from last week, like that's where I feel like a lot of churches end it.
Yeah.
This is not the end. Jesus rose again, defeating death, ensuring that we are not only saved by his death, but receive new, abundant, eternal life by his resurrection. And that life is not just after the fact. It's right now.
Yep.
Now, that part I added, that was the last little sentence. That was me. I stopped reading. You can't see my eye contact.
Rocky's gonna write a book next.
No, nope. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. SpongeBob reference in the room. Okay. But
Wow.
yeah, that's the part that I missed is like the sanctifying and discipling and making disciples of us after we've been saved. It's not just we're done, we're saved, good. Well, we are, but ... we should also be living in a certain way, continuing to grow, continuing to sanctify, continually surrendering to the Lord each and every day. Easier said than done, because we are very selfish people and sinful and under, we're separated from God right now. Like physically.
Yeah.
So spiritually, we got His Holy Spirit. We can call upon Him. We have peace with God. We can walk into His presence. But the day that we get to see Him face to face, that is between the already and the not yet. That's where we're going. You're going towards the not yet.
Yeah.
So, I just thought that's a really good way to just sum up. You want to give somebody the gospel in one paragraph? Read them that. Page 25.
There it is.
Second full paragraph.
Yep.
So,
Cool.
I think that wraps it up for book club. Next week we'll be looking at chapter 2, preparation. I hope that I can prepare for next week's episode. All right. So, does anyone want to pray to close us out of our grace section this week?
I prayed last week, but I can gladly pray again if you'd like.
I can pray this week.
All right.
All right.
David, give it for David, everyone.
Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for everyone listening and just taking the time out of the day to listen to us three friends just talk about you and just encourage everybody that wants to hear a different perspective of your word through Pastor Josh and through what we're studying throughout the week. And I pray that as we continue along the rest of the podcast, everybody will continue to stay on and let's have fun with us and be ready for the week as they head into the weekend and whenever they're listening to the podcast. Say it in Son's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
It's time for trivia!
Yeah.
All right. So, as I stall while talking and pull up my trivia questions, boop, burp. That's my sound effects for switching
you said
pages.
Stall while talking. I was gonna say you could call that stalking, but then
Nope,
I realized
let's not
was
do
not
that.
A good idea.
Nope.
So not that. Another word for it.
You should be stalking the answers to these trivia questions because you're gonna need to figure out what they are. All right. Your first question.
What's the category?
Spotify.
Oh, I
Okay.
use Spotify,
Okay.
and so do you, Spotify users who are listening to the podcast.
Yes. Spotify is a media streaming service that is used by many all over the world today to listen to music, as it says, media streaming. So music, podcasts, audiobooks, and now even videos, questionably. What year was Spotify founded?
Oh crap!
I'll give you a bonus point if you get the month right. So you have a 1 in 12 shot at least at getting the month right.
Oh, dude, I don't even.
Can we be
know.
the closest?
So you want the
Closest
closest
point?
person to get a point? Or do you want... Okay, I'll give it to the closest.
Okay.
However, if you both guess 1 year ahead and 1 year behind, I guess I'll give you both the point.
Oh, dude, I'm worried I'm gonna be mega wrong, but I'm gonna surrender it to God and trust my guess.
Hey, not wrong. This is a great application, although it is just a silly game for you win nothing if you win this. By the way, we did not mention this, I think, at all in any of the past podcasts, but the current standing for points because this is it. Then we reset the board, and it's
Finale
David.
of Rocky Request.
This is the Rockies requests finale. Josh has 5.5 points,
Let's go.
and David currently has 2.5 points.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And the more that I think about it, oh yeah, no, David could totally catch up. Sorry, I was going to make sure I had the right. Yes, because no, I think you can tie if you get everything right, and Josh gets them all wrong. But we'll see. Hey, stick around. The answers will be at the end, as always. Maybe I'll add something else in there and give David a chance to absolutely smoke Josh on the last day.
What is a snare drum?
What is a snare drum? And we'll be right back after this break, everyone. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Grace Notes podcast. We are in our new section. Well, new section of this podcast, same section we always do. It's the notes section. It's things we're excited about for the upcoming week or just in general. So, anybody want to kick us off with this one for the
I
week?
can start with this one.
All right, David,
So,
go ahead.
Mine kind of goes with my what a guy showed me this week, all the way back in the beginning. If you don't know Chandler, one of the main characters from Mr. Beast, on his YouTube channel, he apparently is a very devout Christian, and through TikToks he reads the Word and just posts TikToks of him reading the Word. Which I'm not on TikTok, so I didn't know that until I found this guy Ryan Miller, who interviews Christians on how they became a Christian and all that. And so in that podcast, Chandler just talks about how he just, anytime something comes up, he just prays. Anytime something's stressful, he just prays. No matter where he is, he just talks to God. And that's where I said with the eyes open earlier, it's like, he mentions like even just walking. Like if I have a bad thought, I just talk to God. And so it's culminating that, and I found out Sunday, so like culminating what God was already teaching me at the end of the week.
It's like his timing is perfect or something crazy like
yeah,
that.
right.
So that's mine.
I love that.
That's cool.
I love how, again, the timing was perfect, and that, you know, being on Mr. Beast's team has got to be stressful, exciting, but stressful. Mm-hmm. So to hear that that's what he does in stressful situations.
He does.
I, again, teach music people. I'm not English.
I teach music people.
Well, he's the quietest person on Mr. D's team too, and so
That's a fact.
Yeah.
God using him to spread to millions of youth.
It's true. It's true. There's so many people that watch those videos, and then of course Chandler being like a sub, like shoot off of that, doing his own thing TikTok wise, which I think is super cool. Yeah, and I think where we turn. Ask yourself this question, listeners, also podcastees, doesn't matter, and when something troublesome happens, what is your first reaction? What do you do first? And I'm asking myself this question too, because I'm trying to be better about surrendering. And do I run to the arms of Jesus first? Because that should be the only answer. Like, do I just stop and pray in the moment, or do I try to fix my problem myself?
And freak out while you're doing it.
And freak out while you're doing it, which never... I mean, even the Bible says, who has added a day to their life by being anxious? You know, like, it is not a thing. So, yeah. Try this week when you feeling a little anxiety ridden or something bad happens. Where do you go first? That's challenge to us, challenge to all of our listeners.
Love it.
It's great. Speaking of Mr. Beast, good segue. Man, we're on the segue train.
I know, we're killing it.
Segue if you'd like to sponsor. We love some segues.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Hey, for listening, man.
Mr. Beast. Did you guys see his Super Bowl commercial?
I tried to do the thing. It crashed, but you know.
I have gotten where I can submit a final answer. Do I have the final answer? No.
I don't think anyone does.
No, because they haven't claimed it yet. No, the money still hasn't been claimed. So I think there's parts of the puzzle. I got really excited last night, let me tell you. For those of you who don't know, Mr. Beast ran a Super Bowl commercial, and if you crack the code scattered throughout it and all of its supplemental material on the internet, you can win $1 million. Like if you're the first one. And no one's cracked it as of the recording of this podcast on Tuesday night after the Super Bowl. And I got really excited yesterday because I realized that they partnered with a company called Salesforce that runs Slack. And I've used Slack before to message between, my computer and my phone. And I was like, oh yeah, I can get behind this. But Salesforce Tower that they talk about, there's one in Atlanta. And they said some of the clues could be in the real world. And I was like, I have an advantage. It's only like an hour and 12 minutes from where we are. I could take the day off tomorrow and I could go investigate this tower. And I was like, you could go all the way there and it'd be for nothing. I found out it was a red herring because in the commercial with although if I find out it was actually a real deal, I'm gonna feel really stupid right now saying this on the air. But it's fine. I'm surrendering, trusting. But there was a mug on the pre-Super Bowl spot where he was at the bank trying to get $1 million, and there was a mug with Georgia on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Salesforce, Georgia. Oh my gosh, there's Salesforce Tower in Atlanta. So I was like, there's got to be a clue there. but then not only is the bank called the Red Herring Bank, some other people found that there were other red herrings and have been there. And the Salesforce Tower that they're referencing is actually in California.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really go there in an hour and 12 minutes.
Which makes sense because Super Bowl was in California.
Yeah. So, anyways, that took place, and I got really excited about it. So I'm actively using like Gemini to help keep me posted on like the updates, like scouring like Reddit and everybody that's doing stuff and going, hey, has anyone solved it yet? What's the latest discourse? And then maybe just scooting in at the last minute. And if so, guys, I might be doing this full time. If the Lord wills it, I'll be doing this full time. If I somehow solve this puzzle while working a full-time job this week.
I've noticed that there's a lot of red objects in those pictures. Like Mr. Beast is holding a Rubik's Cube that it's only red sides. And there's a lot of just red in a lot of it. I don't know if that's a planned red herring or if it's just...
I couldn't tell you. I have just been going off what AI has been telling me because this is like, we need Nicolas Cage to solve this.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's doing National Treasure 3. So, I mean, would love that, but no. Actually, maybe I'll call him up. I don't have his number. Could help. DM Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, if you're listening, come on the podcast. We'd love to have you on and help us solve the puzzle. The next thing I have on here, you guys familiar with Rivian?
I am not, actually. You are?
Okay, so for our listeners and Josh, Rivian is an electric car company that kind of rivals Tesla in a way, and they're not as big. Still in like, imagine Tesla like back in the mid 2010s, I guess is what people call it. The 2010s.
Yeah.
When they still were just selling mostly Model S's and Model X and like really expensive stuff. And then they came up with Model 3 and everybody kind of lost their mind and it became their most selling vehicle. And then Model Y became their most selling, like most popular car in the whole, you know, whatever. And now they're discontinuing the really expensive models because they're not really selling many. Rivian is kind of shot off from Tesla. They do an electric truck, the Rivian R1T, and then they also do the Rivian R1S, which is their SUV. They're like $75,000 cars, so no mere mortal can like afford them responsibly. But they have announced a while back, but are launching apparently in March the Rivian R2, and a lot of our viewers, like on we talked about MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee got his hands, along with a few other YouTubers and influencers, got to go out and do like a pre-look at the pre-production model that's supposedly launching in March, and it's supposed to be like same price as the Model Y, like $45,000. The only thing is they don't have their autonomy quite up to the level of Tesla, but again, they're still in. I think about them in the early phases. So, did I go buy some Rivian stock because it's not very expensive? Yes, I did. In fact, it's like $15 a share.
That's pretty good. So
it's not bad. So if I'm just excited to see how that turns out, because if there's a competitor, it only makes everything else better.
Right.
And it has a Tesla port on it, so it can charge at Tesla superchargers.
Oh, interesting.
And charge at Rivian's
smart. That's
network.
very smart.
And it's on the back left, like all the Tesla ones, so you're not taking up 2 parking spots anymore. Beautiful. So that's fun. And of course, I'm really excited about Valentine's Day. Me and Marissa are going to Topgolf in Buford, Georgia.
Nice.
And then we'll probably walk around the mall a little bit. And then we've got some reservations. Actually, I think they're lunch reservations. And then we're doing Topgolf. I got to remember if those plans are right. We're doing both of those. We're eating and we're doing Topgolf.
Nice.
I can't remember the exact order, but we are doing those 2 things. And I'm super looking forward to getting to spend that time with my wife. And it's on Saturday because Valentine's Day is Saturday, which is great. So podcast Friday, do your Valentine's things, everybody, on Saturday, and then come back next week and listen to us talk some more.
Yes, absolutely. I guess that leaves myself for the notes section. So I have written down that I've been playing a lot of Minecraft recently. Specifically with my best friend Justice. Shout out Justice if you're listening. That dude has been there pretty much for everything for me, and I love him so much. He's the GOAT. We've been playing. We have a world that's him and I together, and we spawned in like the ideal location, and we are also next to this giant cave that we have now looked down, and we have underestimated how big this cave is. It is massive. We found, I think, 25 diamonds already.
Oh my gosh.
And we've only been playing for, I think it was like 10 or 15 Minecraft days. something like that. I can't fully remember, but yes,
Wow.
it's a great world, and I'm learning about all the things that I did not know about recent Minecraft because I am a noob when it comes to Minecraft. I know the very basic knowledge.
Josh 3000?
Josh 3000 and Ryan 3000 collab, and
Call us.
Call us, text us, DM us, message us, do whatever. And the other thing I put down is I've been back to watching Pokemon content as well.
What I will have to know.
Yes.
What specifically? Because we got 9 generations now.
show.
See, that I put content just to have y'all guess.
Oh, a mini trivia.
No.
Oh, preview. I think, Josh, you have been watching.
Drum roll.
I think it's going to be Gen 5 content.
Gen 5 content. Okay. What do
Black and
you
white.
think, David?
Black and white 2.
Mainly because you mentioned it, I think it's just a new possible series coming out.
Well, okay, so it's kind of, well, David's more correct.
You can just say I'm wrong. It's okay. I can do
Okay,
it.
you're wrong. Okay. So there's this person who goes by the name of Purple Cliff, and he has these videos, these challenges where he gets all these YouTube Pokemon content creators in a Discord call together.
Oh.
And the challenges are called like last to leave the Sinnoh region, last to leave the Hoenn region, and their job is to stay in the Discord call as long as they can while playing Pokemon, whatever gen, insert name that correlates with the region. And they have these old challenges that they do. Some give them rewards, such as immunity from being eliminated. Some of them have punishments, like they can't say a certain word or else they get eliminated.
So is this Mr. Beast meets Pokemon?
In a way,
Yeah.
it's like Survivor meets Mr. Beast meets Pokemon. And then the person who wins, they get some sort of prize. In one episode, it was a $7,000 PC. And I believe on another episode, it was money to a charity of their choice.
Oh,
And they're like 3-4 hour long videos.
man.
But they're all one sitting, so I can kind of divvy them up and watch them whenever I need. And they're really entertaining. They're really entertaining.
Now I have stuff I gotta watch. I gotta check this out.
It's fun. It's a fun time.
Awesome. Well, guys,
Well,
I guess
that means it has to be, right?
it's time.
It's time for
Tacos! Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, no.
It's time for trivia! All right. My last question I get to ask.
before David
Before
takes
David
the
takes
role
over.
As,
Yeah.
what do you call it? Quizzer?
Trivia.
Trivia. That's right.
Another music tech related question.
Okay.
iTunes launched in 2001 as a simple music player for Mac computers. What year did Apple finally discontinue iTunes on new Mac computers? In case you were wondering, iTunes no longer comes on new Mac computers.
It's just music.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So my
So
question
just
is, what year did they discontinue it on new Macs?
Just the year?
Yep, just the year. That's all I need.
Oh gosh, I don't even know. I'm gonna say this year.
And I'm gonna give, this is a David exclusive question that only David can answer.
Oh no.
This is like the bonus, like when you're playing what is it, Jackbox Trivia Murder Party, where they like, if you're a ghost and you've already lost, they'll give you a bonus question to try to catch
Oh,
up.
is that Trivia Murder Party? That
Yeah,
does that?
Trivia Murder Party, which is probably not something great that we have to talk about on
Probably not.
the Grace Notes podcast, but
Oops.
it's all in jest.
Pity points.
Um,
Let's go.
So here you go.
Repeat this rhythm.
No, that nope. Too much pressure. I'm just kidding. I'd do something like no, I'm kidding. My question is, what is the new design language that Apple chose to go with in iOS 26 that surrounds the whole operating system. It was a big deal, big news. It's 2 words, blankety blank. There's no idity at the beginning of the first word.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That's why I'm not letting you answer. Because there'd be no point to give you both an extra question, and I just give David a chance here. So David's bonus question. Okay. Well, as always, the answers will be at the end, and we'll be right back after this break.
Big day for Josh haters.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the 4th episode of the Grace Notes podcast. This is the Grace Notes section where we're talking about music stuff, all the music things. Do. Okay, so anybody want to start the Grace Notes section? Pew, 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 pew.
I think
I will do it. That's fine. I realize I'm the one that asks all these questions. I never start a segment.
You should be like, you want to start? I'll start. Okay.
That's going to be it next week. You're not ready for it. I already put it in my planning. No, I didn't. Okay. So last week you may have recalled that I was excited about going to the Georgia Music Educators Association conference.
Yes, I recall.
Had a blast. Pulled a lot of things from there. And I said in last week's podcast that I was going to update you how it went.
Yes.
The drumming stuff, big hit.
Great.
With the children. They're like,
no pun intended, right?
Yep.
Big hit.
Oh, you didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize, so no pun intended.
I knew David would get it.
I was like, there's a percussion joke in here somewhere.
You're joke breaking.
So, drumming was a big hit. And we're doing it daily now. And we kind of spend a lot of time on it. And I'm totally cool with it because they're totally engaged. And they are... they're drumming. They're exploring what that means. So that's been really cool to see. And kids like trying to do a lot of things that I'm doing. So like I'll be like, who wants to lead next? Hands will go up. We started doing grooves where I start a groove and then I say, raise your hand. And when I acknowledge you, you can come in. Add whatever you want. Like it's a sandcastle. We're layering a cake, layering a sandcastle. Put whatever you want.
Nice.
And so that's been good to see. And the last thing is also from my elementary music classroom, my choir, that I had kind of a Swiss cheese ensemble in the sense that there were like a lot of holes. We had kids going to... Josh gave me a really weird look when I said that.
I love that.
My band directors know that Swiss cheese ensembles typically happen around testing time.
I've never heard that before.
And welcome. I've said a lot of things that people haven't heard in this podcast.
Should be your...
Parentha brackets, whatever I said. I forgot.
Brackethes.
That sounds like a Pokemon.
That was really bad. I'm sorry. I shouldn't do that.
Brackethes, followed by parenthetical.
Bracket those.
Paracka them. Paracka us. Okay, sorry. Game Freak, you owe us royalties for those. But the choir today after school, I do it for the after school program. We don't have a ton of children because they have to pay to be part of it. It's a whole separate issue I could talk about. But I had some kids that left at like 15 minutes left to go to soccer stuff. Fine. There was some sort of cupcake day in regular ASP stuff that was happening, so I let those kids go because they apparently got special permission to do some sort of cupcake thing. And then that left me with one child. And this is actually a teacher's kid. So I was like, okay, well, we need to pick out a couple more songs that need to go on our spring thing, our spring little concert. And so we scoured and we found literally the perfect one. It's called Ode to a Marshmallow. And it takes you through... It's like this simple happy song. Like you see this little rabbit sitting at in the video anyway. You see this rabbit sitting at a campfire. It's talking about his marshmallow and how it's going to be gold and brown. And then the next verse is, well, I hope I don't get it too close to the fire. Oh no, I caught it on fire. And then the next, it turned into a black blob and fell into the fire. No. And then it goes back and he puts one on top and starts over again. And so it's just the cycle. And I'm a 32-year-old man laughing about this children's song. and we're gonna sing it, and I think it's absolutely
I can
hilarious.
see it now.
If we could get one of those like fake fires on stage, like with just like the air and
What was that Boston Crusaders
the
show?
Boston Crusader. Can we borrow the Boston Crusaders prop? Yeah, and we'll do that. But that's the music stuff that I've been excited about this week. And do we want to do Christian Song of the Week now, or do we want to do that after we all kind of go and then just go boom, boom, boom?
Maybe we do it like everyone does their song after they do their portion of the Grace Note section, maybe?
Okay, so like I just finished,
So
so
you
I'll
just go
go
ahead
and then okay.
Yeah.
So my Christian Song of the Week, same artists as last week because I remembered that they have names. Unlike last week when I forgot to tell you until afterwards, that's fine. Same artist as last week. I am going with Let God Come In. We've been singing that a lot at Prince, and it is by the Cageless Birds, Melissa Helser, and Jonathan David Helser. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. And it's just been great. It's just so raw and honest, similar to what we talked about last week. But I love it. It's a wonderful song. Give it a listen if you haven't. And that's it for me in our Grace Notes section.
Beautiful. I'll tag on to the next part. For me, for what I put down for the Grace Notes section, first thing I put down was Charlie Puth's National Anthem because holy, that was awesome. Did you get a chance to listen? Did you listen to it?
I didn't. I'm a bad musician. I see it recommended to me. I didn't get to actually watching the game because I was doing something up until like exactly like when it started.
Yeah.
Or I was I think I was grilling. No, I can remember exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I was doing something and I missed that part. So.
I would highly recommend listening back to it. I think the arrangement was super well done. I think Charlie walked in having a really good idea of what he wanted, and I think it came across extremely well. People are saying that it's among one of the top renditions of it being done, period.
Wow.
I wouldn't put it past Whitney Houston.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Or maybe even Chris Stapleton.
Pentatonics was really good too.
Pentatonics was also really good. That is true. But I don't know, his arrangement had a certain like feeling to it. I don't know how to describe it. He had Kenny G playing saxophone for it too. Just
casually
because it's on his album that's coming out end of March. Oh, that's another thing that I didn't mention in the notes that I'm going to talk about now. David and I are going to go see Charlie Puth and Lawrence in June.
Love that.
Yeah.
And
Lawrence
that's
is my favorite band. Charlie Puth is Josh's favorite band.
One
so
of, yeah, for sure.
it worked out.
Where are they? Is it in Atlanta?
It's well, they're doing it in Atlanta, but we're going to the Charlotte one.
Fair.
It was a little bit cheaper and
Better
a lot
seats.
easier to access.
That's fair.
Yep.
Yeah, Atlanta's kind
And the
of...
Atlanta one was outdoors too.
Yeah. They don't think we'll be out there for that. The other thing I put down for the Grace Note section is rehearsals for my recital have officially begun as of yesterday being Monday of this week of recording. I started rehearsing the piece from Amanda Harburg, or by Amanda Harburg, sorry, the bassoon piece with JT, and the piece is really difficult, but it's going to be a lot of fun. The other thing that I'll mention really quickly is one of our horn studio members, London Brooks, did a recital yesterday evening, and the last piece, I believe, was titled The Main Event, written by Jacob Everts, who is a alumni of UGA Horn Studio, and in the piece, it was a duo recital between London, who's a horn player, and Cameron, who is a trumpet player, and it was really cute. Like, it started like a little fanfare, and then you're kind of left on a cliffhanger, and then it goes, dun, 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 dun. It's just very cute and silly. And then the second time that happens, they swap instruments, and then they play excerpts from those instruments. They swap back and then play the little cute thing again. It was a really good recital. That whole recital was really good, but that piece was really silly.
I love silly.
I love silly too. Life's better, like, if you're silly. I think. Those are my Grace Notes, personally.
Yeah, mine is.
My Christian Song of the Week.
Go ahead.
I forgot. I put down a song called "Captured" by Mark Barlow and I might mispronounce this. Isla Vista Worship.
I think it's Isla Vista Worship.
Isla Vista Worship.
Isla Vista, yeah.
That, what David said. Song is great, and I would highly recommend you check it out. I'll read you
Absolutely love it.
some of the lyrics that stood out to me were, as I pull it up. I fall so short from what I can't achieve. Start to agree with what I don't believe. My sensory fails the truth as I just remember who I am in you. Forgetfulness of your grace drags me around for miles until I see the corner of your smile. You were good to me before I knew your name. That's it's just
You were good to me before I knew your name.
So good. And your grace freed me from a selfish pain. My selfish pain.
Surrender.
Yeah. Surrender.
Again.
How could I ever leave? Mm-hmm. Like, oh man, you captured my heart in ways I didn't know you could be. I didn't know I could be captured.
Yeah, Mark Barlow and Eve Levi's The Worship are two great indie Christian worship. So if you don't like the contemporary style Christian worship, that's just mostly a lot of the same thing over and over. If you don't like that, and you want to try something new, go into these two artists, and they will give you a bunch of new other artists in that indie style worship.
Yes, absolutely. That caps off my section. Sorry.
So kind of talking Super Bowl as well. Seeing Green Day opening the Super Bowl was really, really cool.
That threw me off.
In my opinion, they should have been the halftime show.
How did I miss Green Day? This is what I get for grilling, y'all.
You grilled one time, you missed Green Day and Charlie Puth.
Green Day, Blue Day, Red Day. I missed all of them.
It's like a Dr. Seuss.
Exactly.
But Billy, the Green Day lead singer, he sounds just like he did back in the early 2000s.
It's impressive.
And he's like 20 years older now, so it's really impressive. And all their band members there just crushed it. And you can tell they were playing live.
Yep.
It was amazing. So
I can only hope to sound like the way I do now in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really glad I don't sound like I do in the early 2000s.
Y'all, Rocky's got a stinking good voice. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, thank you, Josh.
As someone who sits next to him at church, my ears are blessed.
What is that quote from SpongeBob? Where?
Oh no.
If Squidward's like, if you play loud, people will think we're good. I feel like that's me. He's just singing. We're like, well, we're just gonna crank it.
And I feel like if I were to embody any scene from that episode, because it's the Band Geek.
It's the Band Geek episode.
I feel like if I were to embody any moment, it'd be SpongeBob as he's dancing right before the halftime show, where he's like, do 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 do, and he's like, oh god, this is my band. Oh no. I feel like that's me.
Wow.
And that is a good segue to my song somehow.
Yes, I love it.
Dude, we're killing it today, man.
Yes,
praise the Lord.
Praise God.
My song is Psalm 23 by Shane and Shane. And if you don't know Shane and Shane, look them up. Because I would say their main ministry in worship is telling the Psalms through worship.
Yep.
Through singing. And they're one of the main artists that I think they made like 8 albums of just Psalms. And every single time, like Shade and Shade, they are both incredibly high tenor singers. And they just hit crazy notes and they are blending super perfectly together. But in Psalm 23 especially, if you don't know the chapter is the one that says, the Lord is my shepherd, I have what I need. He left me lie down in green pastures, left me beside quiet waters. And you can read the rest if you want to. That's Psalm 23.
Cool.
But they just are crying out and yelling in the song. And it makes you, as worshiping with them, want to do that too. Not only to hit the note that they're hitting, but also just their passion and their cry for it every single time.
Yeah, and I feel like that's where I've always wanted to sing loud, but I feel like that's where I can just push it, and it feels like I am crying out.
Yeah.
When I get.
And that's what Shane and Shade shows in a lot of their music. So.
That's cool.
Perfect. That was a good segue. I like that.
That
Look at
was
segue kings over here.
Yeah.
Well, he's the king.
True.
We're just the
Segway Sons.
There you go. Segway Sons. That sounds like a really good band.
Sons of Segways.
That really sounds like a band name, not gonna lie.
I really like that. Sons of Segway.
All right. I guess that means it's time for Trivia! No tension here, but Josh, you have 5.5 points.
And
David,
I think I'm going to continue having
you
5.5
have
points.
2.5 points with a possible bonus question. So we'll see who will come out on top. Please leave your comments before you listen to this. Here are the questions one more time. Then they're going to answer them, and we'll see what happens with Josh providing mouth sound effects this week. All right.
Oh, right. Yes.
Okay. The first question. Spotify is a media streaming service that is used by many all over the world today. What year was Spotify founded? And you get a bonus point if you get the month. Flip them and read, David. He says June 2007. Remember, I am going closest.
I put October of 2014.
Sorry,
I fear that might be wrong.
I have the information, so it's funny to me. The correct answer is April of 2006. David
Dang,
gets the
are you
point.
serious?
Yes,
Really?
April of 2006.
What?
It's when it was founded. Yes.
Oh, I misunderstood the question. Oops. Was the month
Founded.
right?
April?
Oh, no.
All right, so David gets the point.
Got
He's
a
at
point.
3.5.
I think my first solo point.
Yes, let's go.
This is a huge day for David Van.
Huge day for David Van.
All right.
All right, so 3.5 to 5.5. Next question. iTunes launched in 2001 as a simple music player for Mac computers. What year did Apple finally discontinue iTunes on new Mac computers? Just the year. Flip them and read. Okay, this is also closest. All right, so David put a hand. Oh, 2018. There we go.
I put 2017.
Ooh.
Higher or lower?
Josh, you're going to hate yourself.
No! It was 2019?
It was 2019.
No! Dang it!
So, David with another point.
Come on!
3.5. Wait.
No, he's at 4.5.
4.5 now.
No!
Okay. So he's going to either tie it up here with this last bonus question.
Dude, my lead! I'm so sad.
Blown in the last
Well played.
episode.
Well played.
This is like watching... What is it called?
The Falcons versus the Patriots.
No, I was going to say... oh my gosh. Why can't... I've been watching it all week. The sport, the
Olympics?
sport. Yes, curling. Yes, thank you. It's like watching the U.S. do curling and come
She
back.
was doing hand motions. So
Well, yeah, you couldn't see what I was doing. I wasn't just sitting here. I was going. All right.
All right. Well, I have my answer to repeat. What was the other question again? The bonus. Question
I didn't write it down. Oh no! What was the question?
It was something about like a language
The newest
thing.
update for
Oh yes. So what was in iOS 26? What is the?
I'm gonna write it down.
Write it
what
down.
I think it is.
Josh is writing it down. We'll get his answer, even though it doesn't count for anything. What is the name of the design language that is all over iOS 26 that Apple, updated it to be? It's a very big deal for a lot of people. So what is that called? David, flip it.
Liquid glass.
That's exactly
Liquid
what I
glass. David ties it up on the last.
Unbelievable.
So it is a tie game. I feel like we have to do a bonus question now to end the tie.
Might as well, right?
Yeah. We'll be right back with a bonus question.
Can it be about solfege? I know solfege pretty well.
All right, we're back, and I have the question.
Ooh.
This year is a big year for Mario fans. What anniversary is Mario celebrating this year?
It's... Oh,
Don't say it. Write it.
I think it's... Oh, crap. Is it...
All right, keep thinking. I'm gonna.
Is it going to be closest wins?
Yeah, I'll go closest wins. Boop, 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 boop. This is thinking music. Boop, 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 boom, boom.
I thought of an answer. Is it right?
Boom, boom.
Might be.
Wop, 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 wop. All right, flip them and read.
50th.
Oh, I was way off.
How are you both exactly the right amount off?
Are you kidding? What was it?
40th anniversary. Okay, new question.
That was my second guess.
New question because I just thought of it. Same question. Pokemon. Go.
Oh, I know that one. Got it.
Oh.
What anniversary is Pokemon celebrating this year?
I know I got this one right. This would be very bad if I get it wrong.
Boom. Boom, boom.
I think I'm
Boom,
wrong.
boom.
Okay.
Flip and read.
I put 30.
35.
It's 30.
Yeah.
Josh takes it home with the bonus question. Bonus question. We had to go to a tiebreaker. That's crazy. What a first round of trivia. Next week, in case you're wondering, David will take over being the trivier, and me and Josh will be the trivies.
Yes.
2 French word players, so watch out.
Oh no, we're gonna get a percussion question.
The premiere of David's quiz theme.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Josh has been in charge of all the themes, and he's been brilliant. Does it super quick. I'm really impressed. I want to learn. Probably won't. Just give it to Josh. Surrender that part of the podcast to Josh. Anyways, he's made a specific theme for each time each one of us asks questions. So the one you've been listening to that's kind of hard rocking out, gives you some Pokemon battle vibes. That's me. David's will be next, the next 4 episodes, and then following that, Josh will do 4, and then finally I'll be back in the hot seat in about 8 weeks. So sounds like such a long time, but it won't be.
It flies by.
It does. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate your listenership. I have no idea how long this episode was, but we hope that it's been awesome. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you're listening on YouTube. Make sure you're following us on Spotify or Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcast from. If you liked it, and give us some feedback. If you think of a segment we could be doing or something you think we could be doing better, we're still learning every episode. So please drop us a comment. If you got questions for us, leave us a comment. We'd be happy to talk, answer, fix, do whatever we think would be best with us.
Follow us on our social medias. We have our Facebook, we have our Instagram, and you may have noticed we had to skip question of the day because we didn't have a question to answer this time. Because we didn't have any comments on our previous response.
True. We didn't have a question.
So please, if you have any questions about anything pertaining to our faith, our walks as musicians with faith, just things about music, it could be literally anything. We want to answer these questions, and we would love to have them. So...
Sorry. Subscribe to the new newsletter that just dropped last week.
That's right. David's the newsletter dropped last week.
It's all on the link tree. The link tree links to all of our bios.
Mm-hmm. So. And I'll be posting all of it in the show notes as well with each episode. So
if you want a quick midweek read, that would be a go-to.
Yeah. So the newsletter will come out
sometime Tuesday,
Wednesday-ish. And then the episode that it kind of links to will be on Friday. And you can kind of get a little sneak peek of what we might be talking about. Prep yourself.
I would also like to remind everyone that subscribing to the newsletter is free.
Oh, yeah, it is free. Email. Just like everything else. We aren't charging for anything.
You're welcome.
We love you.
We love you.
All right. So let's wrap this up. I'm Rocky.
I'm Josh.
And I'm David.
And this has been
Grace Notes.
Let's keep it. That was so good.
Grace Notes.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to the 4th episode of the Grace Notes podcast. I'm Rocky.
I'm Josh.
And I'm David.
And like I said, this is a podcast where we...
What do we do?
I meant second time's the charm.
We should keep that.
I am. Beep. Okay.
What do we do?
This is a new segment called I don't know what the heck we're doing.
When do we want it?
Now. All right. Man, I'm just going to keep it rolling.
All right.